Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be calculating the circumference and the area of circles. And for pi we're going to be using 3.14. Now, at your school, they might ask you to use the calculator pi, which is the symbol on the calculator, this one right here. And that could give you a little bit of a different answer than just entering 3.14. That is okay. After the decimal, there might be a few digits that are different, but if you follow the steps, it would still be the right answer. So let's get started. For circumference, it's asking us here, find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 10 centimeters. Okay, so the diameter, as you see, is when the line goes all the way across. Now, before we continue, the radius, if you know, good job, radius is going to equal to diameter, so d, divided by 2. All right, and that would give us the radius. So the radius here would actually be just 5. But for this, we actually don't need the radius because circumference is pi times diameter. So let's write that down. C equals pi times diameter, just like that. And let's rewrite it now with the numbers plugged in. So it would be 3.14 times 10. All right. And what is that going to give us? What would that give us in our final answer? If you know, write it down. And if you said 31.4 centimeters, you are correct. Good job. And that would be the final answer. Now let's move on to question number 2, where it says find the area of a circle. All right. So to do that, we have to look at our formula. So area is equal pi radius squared. We're going to write it out again here for organization. A equals pi radius squared. Now, our radius is given to us. Our radius is already 4, right? So let's do this by writing out each number, plugging it in. 3.14 times 4 squared. Now here's a very important step. We actually have to do the order of operations for this, which is square exponents, right? Exponents come before multiplication. So what is 4 times 4? It's 16, right? So we're going to write 16 down here because this is the first step. And then, well, this would stay the same. So 3.14, right? So then we do 3.14 times 16. And what is that going to give us? Well, if you said 50.24 centimeters squared, you are correct. Good job on that. So just remember again, order of operations is very important for calculating the area. You need to do exponents first before doing anything else. All right. Let's move on to this one. This question is asking us to do 2 separate operations. So first we're going to calculate the circumference. If you remember what it is, write it down yourself. So we can say it's pi times diameter. Pi times diameter would be the circumference. There's also another way to calculate it. I'm just going to show you now. It's going to be 2 times pi times r. This might be the way you've been introduced to it at school. So we're going to use the second method this time, just to, it's pretty much the same thing. We're just multiplying it by 2 because we're dividing the diameter to make it into the radius, and then just multiplying the whole operation by 2. Both of these work. So if you're doing it the other way at school, let's plug it in. C equals 2 times 3.14 times the radius. And what is the radius? Remember, it's half of the diameter, right? So it's going to be 7. All right. So on your calculator or on a piece of paper, let's solve this. 2 times 3.14 times 7. What is that going to give us? If you said 43.96 centimeters, you are correct. Good job on that. So that would be the answer for our circumference. Now the area, how do we calculate the area here? Well, like always, try to remember what the formula is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Try to remember. And then I'm going to plug in the numbers. We're going to write, so pi, so 3.14, and then times, and our radius is 7 squared, right? What is that? So we know that the radius squared is going to be 49, because 7 times 7 is 49, right? And we're going to do 3.14 times 49. 3.14 times 49. And I'm running out of space here, so I'm just going to write it here. And that's going to equal to 153.86 centimeters squared. All right. And that would be the final answer there. All right, moving on to the last question here. So let's look here. We have a circular pool has a radius of 8 meters. How much fencing is needed around the edge? So the edge is basically the circumference. It's like the perimeter of the circle. Think of it that way, right? So we're going to calculate that. So we're going to write C equals, and we're going to use the 2 pi r because we have the radius here. So we're going to do 2 times 3.14 times 8. All right. And what is that going to give us? 2 times 3.14 times 8. If you know the answer, write it down ahead of me. If you said 50.24 meters, that is correct. There we go. And the area, as you know, always stays the same, that formula. So we're going to write it again. Area equals 3.14. We're not going to write down the actual formula. We're just going to skip over that. Times 8 squared. Times 8 squared. And like always, let's do the order of operations first. What is 8 squared? What is 8 times 8? 64, right? 64. So we do 3.14 times 64. And your final answer is going to be what? Well, the final answer should be, if you got 200.96, that is correct. Good job. But don't forget, you gotta round it because it's asking us here. Round to the nearest tenth. So it's a little bit of a tricky one because we have to round 9, and the 9 can't go any higher. So we bring it over to this number here, and the answer will be 201.0 because once we round something, right, everything else becomes 0 on the right of it. And it would be, of course, meters squared. And that's that. So if you liked the video and you feel like it helped you, I'm very happy. Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, happy learning. Hi everyone. My name is Andre and I'm the founder of Learning Leap. I have been teaching students for over 12 years and I always look to help the student excel and have you reach your goals. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel as I will be releasing more content for your studies. I also do offer tutoring sessions, so if you are interested in that, feel free to reach out to me in the link in the description below. All right, all the best and bye for now.